You're talking to us. Well, just smile.
Hi.
Smile back.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. We're going to wait just a minute to see if anybody is going to hop on here. So while we're waiting on everyone to hop on, I just thought I'd take just a few minutes and talk a little about myself and who I am. My name's Gabrielle Grandell, and I'm a functional medicine and national board certified health coach and nutritionist. And I'm conventionally trained as a dietitian, but I found functional medicine in 2012 and I never looked back. And so while I really enjoy helping people from a preventative standpoint and those that are proactive with their health, I also see a lot of people with a lot of different types of symptoms and disease states. And so we like to try and figure out what's causing that and how we can get rid of that. And so co-creating a plan together that helps keep you encouraged and accountable throughout the process, maybe using supplements, some lab testing, and try and figure out what's going on and hopefully get rid of these symptoms that you're presenting with. And one of the main symptoms that I see quite often is fatigue and insomnia, lack of energy, and all of those having to do with getting a good night's sleep. And so I thought I'd take some time together today to share some top tips that could help you to get a better night's rest. And I'm also happy to answer any questions. So, oh, hi, everybody. So I see Robert's here. Thanks for joining, Robert. And Terry. We've got two Terrys, Terry Vera and Terry Cancer. Thanks for joining, everyone. And Clint, hi. Hi there. So I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has. Please feel free to put those in the comments or shout them out as we go along. And we'll also open it up to questions at the end as well. All right, so first I wanted to start off with talking about omega-3s. Some of you have heard of omega-3s. These are essential fatty acids, and we have a couple different types. We have ALA, EPA, and DHA. And so ALA is going to come from things like flax, seed, and walnuts. And EPA and DHA is going to come from things like cold water fish. So we want to make sure that we have good levels of these in our body because they're going to help support our brain. They help fight inflammation. Actually, a study out of Oxford showed that having adequate levels of omega-3s in your system will help you to get a more deep and restful sleep. And so EPA and DHA are the main two that we want to look for. And you can do that through things like, I don't know if you guys can see this, Wild Planet mackerel. These are canned sardines and canned mackerel. I like this brand, Wild Planet, because they're a great sustainable brand. And you can get them at a lot of different grocery stores. And then you could also do things like salmon or things of that nature. If you wanted to go more plant-based, you could do something like these flaxseed crackers, or get some ground flax and put that into your smoothies or salads. I also really like these Go Raw. I don't know if you can see it because of the light there, but these are sprouted pumpkin seeds, which are a great source of omega-3 as well. And I have a couple of great recipes for things like pumpkin crusted mustard salmon, which is delicious for fall. So if you're interested in that recipe, please comment your email down in the comments, and I'll be happy to send you a free guide. All right, so we've got some questions here. Hi, Sam. Hey, Harlan. Thanks for joining. So Robert is wanting to talk a little about energy and getting more sleep is what he suffers from the most. Right, so I'm hoping that if we can incorporate these foods throughout our day a little more, and some of these other tips that I'm going to bring to you a little bit later, hopefully if we can pick maybe 1 to 2 of these things and incorporate them on a consistent basis, you can get a little more sleep and hopefully see some more energy as a result of that. And so with the omega-3s, we either need to eat our way there or supplement our way there because we don't make these in our body. So another option outside of the food sources is to do an omega-3 supplement. This is one from a company called Metagenics, which I really like what they produce. And that's just one form of fish oil. So depending on what your needs are, we could set you up with some supplements. If you are interested in ordering these, I do have a link that I'm going to pin in the comments here for our online store. And so you can feel free to order those online. And you are going to use this registration code. Sorry, just one moment. Bear with me here. You're going to use this registration code that I'll put in the box as well. Okay. So we've also heard about melatonin, and many of you may also take melatonin to help with your sleep. But I thought I would share with you some other ways that you can get melatonin as well, and that's through food sources. So things like cherries, walnuts, bananas, pineapples, oranges, these are all either rich sources of melatonin themselves, or they help your body to produce more melatonin. And so, you know, dark cherries are a really, really rich source of melatonin. And just a side tip, one of the things that I like to do to incorporate this into my day is to get some frozen dark cherries, and most grocery stores have them. And then you can just pop one in your mouth when you're having a sweet craving, or just want a little sweetness. You can pop one in your mouth and it's like nature's candy. I also have a cherry crisp recipe that's really great. It would be great for the holidays coming up, and as we get some cooler weather. So if you're interested in that recipe, please put your email in the comments below. Okay, and so then again with melatonin, of course, you always also have a supplement form that you could purchase. This is a liquid melatonin, and I would really recommend a liquid over a capsule because you're going to absorb that much quicker. So that's also an option. And then speaking of melatonin, just wanted to share another tip to think about. You know, so we all have our devices, but what we know is that having exposure to the different devices and the blue light that they produce affects our natural melatonin production. It tells our pineal gland in our brain to kind of shut that down. And so it disrupts our circadian rhythms and our wake and sleep cycle. So we really want to try to limit our exposure to blue lights, and that would be your phone, computer, television, and if, you know, about 30 minutes to an hour before you go to sleep is best. If you're not able to do that, you can also look into some amber colored glasses. And so I'm going to link a site here for some that I really like. I've heard really good things about this company called Swannies. And so I'm going to link that there. And you can check it out. Hey, Wendy. Hi, Jill. Thanks for joining. Oh, hey, is Kylie on? I think my niece, Kylie, may be on. Great. So, so that's a little about melatonin. Some other supplements that you may think about, may be interested in, would be magnesium. And so there's a lot of different forms of magnesium. Here I have magnesium citrate and magnesium glycinate. Depending on what you're trying to achieve, we have different forms that you could benefit from. But another really easy thing to do, and I love to do this at least a few times a week, is an Epsom salt bath. So these are some pure Epsom salts. I picked these up at Target. You can get them at Whole Foods or, you know, Walmart even. A lot of places have these Epsom salts. The only thing I really want you to pay attention to is looking at the ingredients and making sure the only thing in here is magnesium sulfate, right? So I prefer that you don't do the scented versions of things and the fragrance versions of things. But if you want to add a little bit of essential oil to your bath, that's another really great way to sort of calm down and relax. One of those oils would be lavender, and you could just drop a couple of drops into your bath. Hey, John. Hi, Rick. Hey, Georgie. Thanks for joining, everybody. Hi, Nathan. So we were just talking a little about magnesium baths and how this is the best way to absorb magnesium is through your largest organ, which is your skin. So that's going to be better than taking a pill or taking a spray or anything like that. And then lastly, I wanted to mention one of the most popular products and the best products for people with sleep challenges is called Cavanase Ultra PM. And the reason is because it's got a great combination of 5-HTP. This is a precursor to what's called serotonin, which is a mood stabilizer, feel-good chemical, but you have to have enough serotonin to make melatonin, right? So if we can have a precursor to help us, then that's going to be great. It also has a little melatonin in it, and then it has what's called GABA. Some of you may have heard of gabapentin. Or different types of GABA. And this is a very calming supplement for the central nervous system. But it's important to have the right kind that crosses the blood-brain barrier. And so this one does that. And it's called Cavanase Ultra PM. So if you're interested in that, you can let me know. And then lastly, just real quick on the topic of essential oils, I kind of mentioned, putting them into your bath, which is a great idea. You can also diffuse them into your house. And then we have some custom blends of essential oils here. I wanted to show you at the office that you can roll onto your feet and onto your neck as well that can help promote good sleep. And then lastly is a brain dump. Okay, so I call this a brain dump because we have a lot of stuff going on in our brain and our head throughout the day. And it's really a good idea to try and get this out of your system, whether that be out on paper, whether that's a phone call, whether you record that into a voice recorder, somehow get it out of your body. And I like to try and think about a couple of things that I'm grateful for before I go to bed, 1 to 2 things even, sometimes more. But that's another way to promote peaceful sleep. Get out the things that are causing anxiety or making you nervous about the next day or things you didn't get done today. Put them out on paper. You can tackle those tomorrow. And maybe a few things that you're grateful for before you go to sleep. And now I wanted to invite Brenda Briscoe, and she's going to tell you a little about what's called Brain Tap and how it can help with your sleep. So here's Brenda.
Okay, thank you, Gabrielle. Oh, I just dropped something. I'm going to pick it up. Sorry. Well, before I actually talk about the brain tap, I wanted to just say that modern science knows so much more now about the brain. And for instance, we now know that the brain is plastic, and that means that it can change itself based on the input that it receives. And so that's called neuroplasticity. So one of the ways that the brain can change itself is with this handy little device called Brain Tap. And I'm just going to turn it on, and you can see that there are, well, I don't know if you can see. Can you see the red and blue lights in the earphone? And then this visor drops down, and I don't know if you can see that, but there are blue lights that are frequency encoded according to whatever program you're listening to. So Brain Tap is all about changing the brain waves and bringing you into deep, deep relaxation and taking your brain from one state to a deeper it's a transformation where you can learn. And it actually does change the wavelengths and or wave states in the brain, like alpha, delta, beta, theta. So anyway, you would put it on. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can do this. You put it on and drop the visor down, and the red and blue lights, these are LED lights, and they are hitting actually acupoints in the ears. And it's kind of like acupressure or acupuncture without the needles. It works like that. And then when you when you drop the visor down, it has blue encoded lights, that LED lights that are frequency encoded according to whatever program you choose. And there are over 800 programs, Gabrielle, to choose from. That's what's so exciting. I just loved, I have fallen in love with this device, and it has changed my life in so many ways. I'll tell you in just a minute, but I just want to finish talking about it more scientifically. So it actually has isochronic tones, binaural beats, and meditative language. Now, it's not a subliminal languaging. You're actually understanding the words. And sometimes it has, you're listening, you're hearing the words in one side of the earphones, and then you'll hear the same thing in the other ear. So it's kind of bouncing back and forth, and it's actually just brainwave training.
Activating different areas of the brain.
It's brain entrainment is what it's all about. And this is developed by Dr. Patrick Porter, PhD. He's a psychiatrist, and he has brilliantly come up with this device. And the ways that it has changed my life is, number one, public speaking. I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to you if I hadn't been listening to the different programs. And then also, I went through a period of deep grief, and they have a program on grief it's very transforming. It really helped me out. But we're talking about sleep today, so I just wanted to mention, I'm gonna put my glasses back on, wanted to mention the different topics, some of the different topics that it has for sleep. And then great. Then I'll just get the program back over to you. So here are some of the listings for sleep. Sleep deep and awaken recharged, planning a restful night's sleep, making peace with your body for deep, restful sleep. Sleep deep and let go of unwanted fears forever. Going with the flow day and night, and developing spontaneous relaxation. So if you listen to these in the morning or at night when you're trying to go to sleep, it will just take you into a very deep, deep relaxation. And you can learn how to go to sleep. You can learn so much faster than you would otherwise in any other form of learning. So anyway,
that's great.
And then we do sell these at Living Well, and you can get in touch with Gabrielle to find out about that. By the way, our number is 972-930-0260. But we also offer sessions. You can come and try it out. If you're wondering if you would like to have one of your own, you can come and have a session for the Brain Tap. And they're about 30 minutes long. And you can call that same number to do that.
Yes, and if you would like to learn more about consultations with me, or want to talk a little more about sleep and how I can help you with that, or any of the other symptoms you might be presenting with, then as Brenda shared, 972-930-0260 is the phone number to call, and I do free 20-minute consultations. So thank you all so much for joining. Just want to also let you know that we have our part 2 of this Nighty Night with Nutrition, and that's going to be on next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, October 16th, Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. Does anyone have any questions? I'm happy to open it up to questions. I realize I'm going a little over on time, but if anybody's here and has a question, happy to answer. Thanks so much. Oh, hi, Ty. Thanks for coming on. Hey, Zach and Teresa. Hopefully you guys got some good tips here. Hey, Mom. How much for the Brain Tap?
They're $625.
They're $625 to purchase the device. And if you want to do sessions,
so the sessions are $50, but you can get a package of sessions for 6 of them for $35 each, so it's $210. or 12 for $30 each. But what I wanted to say is the device itself is $625. And then you can either buy the sessions one at a time, or the best and economical way to do it is just buy a subscription for $30 a month. And then you can stop that at any time. But that $30 a month will give you access to any of the over 800 programs available. And there's so many different topics. You'll want to hear them all.
Thanks, Brenda.
Yeah.
Any other questions from anyone?
Oh, I might add something.
Yeah, Brenda wants to add something.
I'm sorry. It's an app. The BrainTap, I'm trying to get back to the home page. There's an app that you download if you buy this device, then I can't get it there. If you buy this device, then you get your own account and access to all the, to their library. And so it's an app that you download on the phone, on your phone or iPad. I couldn't get it in the screen. So that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just an app that you upload and download.
Yeah, perfect.
On your phone or iPad.
Great. So it's very user-friendly. All right, everyone. Well, if there's no other questions, I'll let you get back to your Monday evening. But thanks for joining, and hope you can put a couple of these things into place and get a good night's sleep tonight. Take care.